Some balloons. Hey.
Because you didn't buy it, bro. You bought the turtle.
We didn't buy the turtle.
No. If you might have money, ask me.
We got.
Hey, not say nothing else to
The NFL offseason just exploded with one of the most disrespectful, tone-deaf, absolutely wild moments we've witnessed in years. And I'm not talking about some Twitter beef. I'm not talking about a post-game interview gone wrong. This happened live, on camera, with witnesses. And it might be the biggest self-destruction we've seen from a player who should have just kept his mouth shut. Cam Skattebo, New York Giants running back, a guy most casual fans couldn't pick out of a lineup if their life depended on it. This man decided it was a good idea to come for Shedeur Sanders. Not just throw a little shade, not just crack a harmless joke. No, he went nuclear. He called one of the richest rookies in NFL history broke.
Some balloons. Hey.
Because you didn't buy it, bro. You bought the turtle.
We didn't buy the turtle.
No. If you might have money, ask me.
We got.
Hey, not say nothing else to
Are you kidding me right now? Cam Skattebo looked at Shedeur Sanders, a man who's selling more jerseys than Super Bowl champions, a man who just secured deals that would make veteran Pro Bowlers weep with envy, and said he's broke. The sheer audacity, the absolute delusion. This is like calling Elon Musk middle class. This is like telling Jeff Bezos he needs a side hustle. It's not just wrong, it's embarrassingly, hilariously, catastrophically stupid. And the best part, the absolute best part, this all went down on a live show in front of some of the biggest names in the league. Micah Parsons was there. Shiloh Sanders was there. The Sanders brothers were right there watching this train wreck unfold in real time. You could practically feel the secondhand embarrassment radiating through the screen.
99% of hatred is, towards Pops, and then I'm just his son. So it really just comes from that, and I told him that too.
Here's what happened. Skattebo tried to be clever. He brought up Shedeur's 5th-round contract like that was supposed to be some kind of gotcha moment. Like being drafted in the 5th round automatically means you're counting pennies and checking your bank account before buying groceries. He thought he was being slick. He thought he was delivering some killer trash talk that would have everyone laughing and slapping high fives. Instead, he just exposed himself as someone who has zero understanding of how the modern NFL actually works. Because newsflash, draft position doesn't determine your bank account. Your brand does. Your marketability does. And when it comes to brand power, Shedeur Sanders is playing chess while you're still trying to figure out checkers.
Me, I want what's coming to me.
Oh, well, what's coming to you?
The world, Chico. And everything in it.
This wasn't even a fair fight. This was a massacre disguised as trash talk. Shedeur's reaction was perfect, absolutely perfect. He didn't yell, he didn't snap back, he didn't go on some long defensive rant about his money. You know what he did? He looked at Skattebo with the kind of stare that could freeze lava. Stone cold, dead silent, and then came the smile. Oh man, that smile. Not friendly, not amused, the kind of smile that says, I'm about to let you drown in your own stupidity, and I'm going to enjoy watching it happen. That's killer instinct. That's the composure of someone who's been in the spotlight since he was old enough to hold a football. Shedeur Sanders has dealt with critics, haters, and doubters his entire life. He knows pressure, he knows controversy, and he damn sure knows when someone just made a fool of themselves. Because let's talk facts, let's talk numbers, let's talk about the reality that Cam Skattebo clearly hasn't bothered to research before opening his mouth. Shedeur Sanders is the highest-selling jersey in the entire NFL right now. Not just among rookies, not just among quarterbacks, everyone, every single player in the league. Veterans with multiple Pro Bowls, Super Bowl MVPs, guys who've been household names for a decade. Shedeur is outselling all of them. Think about what that means. Think about the money flowing in from those sales. Fans are buying his jersey faster than they can stock them. Christmas presents wrapped in Sanders #2. Kids crying tears of joy because they got a Shedeur jersey. That's not just popularity, that's power. The money Shedeur makes from jersey sales alone probably rivals Skattebo's entire contract. And that's just one revenue stream. We're not even talking about endorsements yet. We're not even getting into the monster deals that have made Shedeur one of the wealthiest young athletes on the planet.
This is the first time in history that a 5th-round pick has led jersey sales.
Yeah.
Nobody is watching 3rd, 4th round as much as we would watch it. But you got to understand, freedom of speech is not free. And I think what Shedeur was doing, what Shedeur was saying, what his father was saying, and the way the father has kind of engulfed his children as you're going into a league where it's like, yo, I'm going to win.
Shedeur Sanders has sold the most amount of jerseys out of any rookie this year.
Let me paint you a picture of just how absurd this broke comment really is. Gatorade came knocking on Shedeur's door with a deal that would make most players immediately say yes and never look back. $60 million over 3 years. That's generational wealth. That's set for life money. That's the kind of offer where you sign on the dotted line, pop champagne, and call your accountant to start setting up trust funds. But Shedeur Sanders isn't most players. He didn't just take the guaranteed money and run. He negotiated for something bigger, something smarter. He structured the deal to get 3% ownership in Gatorade USA.
Now fast forward recently to Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders' son, goes viral, but not for football, but for how he structured his contract. He had an equity clause in his deal with Gatorade. That clause basically said, I'm not just here as a name in the body, I want part of what's being built off of me. I want ownership in the outcome. So that clause essentially just preserved his interest. And he didn't walk away with just a one-time check. He walked away with his corrected status in the contract, and he claimed his equity.
Now I know what you're thinking. 3% doesn't sound like much, but when you're talking about a company that pulls in billions every single year, 3% is stupid money. That's not just a paycheck, that's building an empire. That's generational wealth that keeps growing while he's sleeping. This is a 23-year-old kid thinking like a seasoned Wall Street executive. While other rookies are buying chains and cars, Shedeur is securing ownership in one of the biggest beverage companies on earth. And we're supposed to believe this man is broke? Cam Skattebo should be embarrassed. But wait, it gets better. Before Shedeur ever took a single NFL snap, he already had a record-shattering endorsement deal worth $125 million. People questioned it. Critics said it was too much for an unproven commodity, but Shedeur knew his worth. The brands knew his worth, and then he proved everyone right. The second Shedeur stepped onto the field for his first preseason action, Nike activated a special clause in his contract, and just like that, his deal doubled. $250 million over 4 years, plus he secured a 50% cut of all his jersey sales. Let me say that again. Every time someone buys a Shedeur Sanders jersey, he's getting half the profit.
Yeah, I'm just excited for them. I give to a lot of receivers the prime DT96s. You know, a couple of them had them on. So I just give to a couple of like the main receivers going into this game. You know, I give to them for cleats. Some won, some didn't, but I was like, okay, this is just my little appreciation gift to them. Because they don't be having a lot in stock, so I couldn't do everybody. I wish I could.
Do you understand what kind of setup that is? That's not just a good deal, that's revolutionary. That puts him in a completely different stratosphere than almost every other rookie in NFL history. While guys like Cam Skattebo are learning how to budget their rookie contracts, Shedeur Sanders became the highest paid rookie in NFL history. He's making more money than first-round picks. He's making more money than guys with Pro Bowl appearances. He's building the kind of wealth that turns into billion-dollar empires. And this absolute clown had the nerve to call him broke on live television? The disrespect is mind-blowing. The lack of awareness is staggering. Cam Skattebo walked into a room full of cameras, sat across from one of the most financially successful young athletes in the world, and decided to question his money. It's like watching someone bring a knife to a tank battle. It's not even close to being a fair fight. Here's the thing that makes this even delicious. Skattebo was trying to stand out. He was trying to make a name for himself by taking shots at someone with a bigger platform. He wanted people to talk about him. He wanted to be relevant. And congratulations, Cam, mission accomplished. People are talking about you, but not in the way you want it. You're not getting praised for clever trash talk. You're getting roasted for being wildly out of touch with reality. Shedeur didn't even need to respond. The numbers did all the talking for him. That smile said everything. That silence was deafening. And now Skattebo has to live with the fact that he took one of the dumbest shots in recent NFL history and got absolutely demolished without Shedeur even breaking a sweat. And here's what's about to make things even worse for Cam Skattebo. Shedeur Sanders has one of the most loyal, passionate, ruthless fan bases in all of football. They don't play about disrespect. They don't let slights slide. And they're about to make Skattebo's life miserable on social media. The memes are already rolling in. The jokes are writing themselves. Every time the Giants lose a game, every time Skattebo fumbles or misses a block, the Sanders faithful are going to be right there reminding him of this moment. This is what happens when you try to punch above your weight class. This is what happens when you mistake confidence for preparation. This is what happens when you let your ego write checks your resume can't cash. Cam Skattebo wanted to be memorable. He wanted to make headlines. Well, congratulations, you did. But now you're the punchline. You're the cautionary tale. You're the guy who called a millionaire broke and became a viral joke in the process. Meanwhile, Shedeur Sanders keeps stacking chips, breaking records, and building an empire that's gonna last decades. He's on track to become the youngest billionaire in NFL history while still playing, not after retirement, not when he's 50, while he's still suiting up on Sundays and throwing touchdowns. That smile Shedeur flashed said it all. I don't need to explain myself to you. The scoreboard speaks for itself, and the scoreboard is brutal for Cam Skattebo right now. This is a lesson for everyone watching. Know who you're talking to before you open your mouth. Check the receipts, do the research, because when you come for someone operating on a completely different level, you better be ready for the consequences. And Cam Skattebo clearly wasn't ready for any of this. Shedeur Sanders didn't just win this exchange, he dominated it without saying a word, and that's the savage part of all. Welcome to the big leagues, Cam. Class is in session, and you just failed miserably.